Okay. Good evening, everybody. Venerable Mahasangha, dear friends in Dhamma, you all are welcome to the Bhavana Society. I would like to welcome you all on behalf of Bhante Ji and residence monks and all other residents here. So today is the day that we're going to start life and death awareness meditation retreat. As you know, this retreat conducted by Bhante Rahula. I don't want to explain to you about Bhante Rahula. He is a senior monk. Also, he was here in Bhavana Society as a vice abbot more than 22 years. So he's supposed to welcome me, not I supposed to welcome him. So even we are here in this wonderful meditation hall, that original idea was in his mind. And then with the help of few other people, he was able to build this meditation hall along with Bhante Ji as well as Bhante Dhamma. Also, they are here today. So each and every corner in here in Bhavana society, Bhante Rahul had been touching. And all the goodies that we have, most of the goodies, 90% of goodies are created by Bhante Rahul. It means you don't invite him to make goodies or anything there, okay? So he had been traveling around the world. His life story is there with the One Night Shelter. You might read that book. So he has a lot of experience giving Dhamma talks and conducting retreats around the world. And he started at his journey in here in Bhavana and then his world famous monk. So you all are lucky to have this retreat with him. His experience, his knowledge would be very beneficial for you all. So my request for you, without wasting your time and energy, try to get his experience and his knowledge, making full effort to participate in this retreat. This is the best things that you have to keep in your mind. So I'm not going to take much time and explain about the retreat, but they will start explanations about the retreats, the way how it's conducted. All these informations would be there in this introductions part. My introduction is about the kind of rules, regulations, the way how the participants they're going to live here in these few days. These are my basic explanations. As you know, traditionally, all the retreat participants, they observe 8 monastic precepts. So that is our Bhavana tradition. These are the rules and regulations to live as a Bhavana resident. These rules and regulations are volunteer things. Seeing the nature, the reality of these rules, observances, you are volunteering yourself to take care of all these precepts yourself to purify your mind. That is the meaning of that observances. So you all might have the book, red book. You can turn into page number 10 to start observances. Page number 10. If anyone don't have a book, let know. Can you check around whether they have books? and take this. There should be enough copies because we recently ordered. You have enough copies? In here, one more copy. Okay, so then let's start with these observances. You can see in here, Atanga Sila Yachana, what is the part that lay followers supposed to do. So you can start with that. Okasa, Ahambante, Tisaranena, Saddin, Attanga Sila Yachami. You can start. Yamahang vadami tang vadet. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma buddhang saranam gacchami. Dhammang saranam gacchami. Sanghang saranam gacchami. Ditiyampi buddhang saranam gacchami. Ditiyampi dhammang saranam gacchami. Ditiyampi sanghang saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranam gacchami. Disarana gamanam sampunnam. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiya. Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. විකාල භෝජනා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. නච්ච ගීත වාදිත විසුක දස්සන මාලා ගන්ධ විලේපන හාරන මණ්ඩන විභූෂණත්තානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. උච්චාසයන මහාසයනා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. ඉමං අට්ඨංග සීලං සමාදියාමි. ඉසරණේන සද්දින් අට්ඨංග සීලං ධම්මං සමාදයित्वा සාදුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අප්පමාදේන සම්පාදේ තබ්බං. සීලේන සුගතින් යන්ති සීලේන භෝග සම්පදා සීලේන නිබ්බුතිම් යන්ති තස්මා සීලං විසෝදේ. Okay, now you observe these Ashtanga Sila. We follow Pali language because in Theravada tradition we like to keep Pali language as our main language, which was the Buddha's spoken language. The original teachings are remaining in Pali. So therefore, to connect with original teachings, we like to use Pali all the time. That's why in Theravada tradition, even though sometimes the audience doesn't know anything about Pali, but we do chanting and these observances in Pali. The reason is we don't want to miss anything, the teachings of the Buddha. If someone using translations coming from somebody else, not the original teachings of the Buddha. So therefore, to keep the tradition, in Theravada tradition or Hinayana tradition, we like to connect with Pali. That's why you observe in Pali these observances or precepts. Better to get an idea, if you don't know anything about Pali, what you observe. You have to know that. So, the precepts introduced by the Buddha having a very, very special reason. The reason that Buddha introduced precepts to have to develop mental health, live without fear and doubt. That is the main reason that Buddha introduced precepts for the audience, his followers. But there are misunderstanding part in the world among the Buddhist traditions and other traditions, they believe, they think if someone observe 8 precepts or 5 precepts or 10 precepts, they are becoming Buddhist. No. No one can be Buddhist just observing precepts. The Buddha introduced precepts to his audience, his students, to free from stress, anxiety, and depression. Because the teachings of the Buddha completely regarding the mind. Attaining enlightenment is completely regarding your mind. Enlightenment is not something outside. Realizing the truth is completely regarding your mind. Realization is not something outside. It is with you. So all these results, achievements are the development of your mind. It's completely dependent on your development of your mind. What are the developments? Mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. To see things as they are, that is the realization. To see things as they are. To see things as they are, you have to gain wisdom. Without wisdom, there's no way to see things as they are. How you can gain wisdom? You have to gain concentration. Without gaining concentration, there is no way to gain wisdom. To gain concentration, you have to gain mindfulness. Without gaining mindfulness, there is no way to gain concentration. So we observe precepts for what? To develop our mindfulness. How? To live without fear and doubt. There are 3 activities that we can apply: meditation, practicing generosity, and observing precepts. These are the 3 activities that we can apply to our day-to-day life to gain mindfulness. Around the world, people think, they believe, oh, just practicing meditation, they can gain mindfulness. No, it's not happening. According to the Noble Eightfold Path, you should practice generosity, generousness, and you should observe precepts. This is morality, and you should practice meditation. These 3 things supposed to go together. These 3 things, 3 activities have similar responsibilities. So therefore, if someone willing to develop mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom, they have to practice these 3 things same as. There is no any other path to develop your mindfulness. This is the one and only path. This is the path that Buddha mentioned in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, Ekayano Ayam Maggo. This is the one and only path for liberation, for your purification. What is that? Observing precepts, practicing meditation, and practicing generosity. So therefore, we conduct our meditation retreat connecting with all these activities. This is the way how we can apply Noble Eightfold Path into our life. So these observances are very important to reduce our stress. What is the cause for stress? Doubt and fear. Doubt and fear. This is the cause for stress. If someone says, I'm living with stress, then there should be reason. That reason would be doubt and fear. If you don't have doubt and fear, there is no way to gain any stress. So the Buddha introduced this method 2600 years ago to reduce stress in his order, in his on his followers, students, because this mental health is very important to learn Dhamma and to practice Dhamma, to see the results of their practice. So in here, you observe, you are voluntarily accepting to follow this path, apply these things into your life since today to end of this retreat. What are the precepts that you observe? You made promises yourself. You did not make promises to me or Bhante Rahul or any other monk. You made promises to yourself. These are voluntary. Abstaining from killing. During staying here in Bhavana, you made a promise not to kill any living beings, including insect, mosquitoes, all these things. You made that promises yourself. So if you see any insect in here, don't try to kill them. We have trap. You can use those traps to catch them up and take it out. Let them tell them, we are using your place. Please forgive us. Go out for now. Come back again later when we are leaving from the center. Don't kill them. Don't pollute your mind having that thoughts. Don't pollute your mind having that. Why I'm saying so? For example, just think about, just in case if someone kill any living being, how would be the nature of that person's mind? Fear arises in his mind, doubt is arising there in his mind. Now he's living with fear and doubt. This is universal truth. Whether you are Buddhist or not, it doesn't matter. These are universal truth. Sometimes perhaps that person might don't know anything about Buddhism, teachings of the Buddha. But if he involved with any killing, definitely doubt and fear arising in his mind. That's a universal nature, universal truth. Because if someone tries to disturb or kill you, you don't like it. It doesn't matter what religion you are practicing. If someone tries to disturb you and try to kill you, do you like it? You don't like it. Your anger arising there. Your fear is arising there in your mind. So then, this is the dependent origination method that you have to keep in your mind. Imasmin sati idang hoti. If you are involved in any killing, it will come back to you. So, taking this method to your practice, now what you are doing, you are making promises. Okay, I like my life, so therefore I don't want to disturb anyone else's life. Why? I like my life. To protect myself, you're observing that perception. It is completely, directly you are connecting with the dependent origination. So, in mundane world, instead of dependent origination, you are using Isaac Newton's theories. In his third theory, he said, every action has a reaction. This is the simple way. But the Buddha says, not every action, every volitional action has a reaction. Every volitional action has a reaction. So, therefore, you like to be happy yourself, you like to reduce any barriers about your life, any disturbances you don't like. So you like your peace. Therefore, you ready to observe precepts, okay? I'm promising myself, I'm not going to disturb any living beings. So this is the way how we develop wholesome karma. If you're ready to believe and accept Isaac Newton's third theory, yes, of course, then you have to accept the Buddha's theory. Every volitional actions, not the every action. every volitional action. You have to believe, you have to accept it. So therefore, you're ready to observe, I'm not killing any living beings. I'm abstaining from killing. Second thing, I'm abstaining from taking something without your permission. Things that you belongs, you like to keep with you. You're happy about it. You are enjoying with the things that you have. If someone tried to take it from you by force or without your permission, you don't like it. So then you are making promises, okay, I don't know to touch anything that belongs to you without your permission. Abstaining from stealing. You are making that promises yourself to protect yourself. Third one, abstaining from sexual activities. Brahmacharya Vedamani. We want to pay full attention about our practice. We are here to practice, to learn Dhamma and practice Dhamma. So we don't have time to spend with unnecessary things in this moment. So therefore, you're observing these precepts abstaining from sexual activities, because if someone start and engage with sexual activities, they don't know how much time they're spending there. They don't know. They're wasting their time. So to manage your time, to manage your energy, to manage your effort, to manage and develop your right thoughts in this particular time period, you are taking opportunity to keep your mind peace, connected with peace and happiness. So that's why you are abstaining from sexual activities. And abstaining from false speech. This is very important to develop our confidence. If you are living with confidence, you don't have doubt and fear there. You can maintain happy thoughts, peaceful thoughts with you because you have confidence. So you are losing your confidence if you are telling lies. Telling lies. Telling lies are very dangerous. So in here, you are abstaining from false speech. For what? To protect your mind. And intoxicants, abstaining from intoxicants, drugs and alcohol. We have enough problems in our mind. We are drowsy enough. We are high enough. We don't need extra. So abstaining from drugs and alcohol means you are paying full attention to keep your mind healthy. Keep your healthy mind. If someone using drugs and alcohol, yes, of course, it's directly affecting their mind. Their mind means the strength of your mind is losing. You can see through your life experiences what is happening there with the people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol. So therefore, in this period of the time that you are promising, you are making decisions to yourself to be a volunteer person to not to use any drugs and alcohol here in this retreat. And abstaining from eating at inappropriate times. You know, generally in this human society, we spend a lot of time for eating, going here and there, looking delicious food. We spending a lot of time there. So now we want to manage our time. So therefore, now we are making promises, abstaining from eating in inappropriate time. This is the intermediate fasting. Nowadays, doctors and biologists are talking about this intermediate fasting. The Buddha is the person who introduced this method 2600 years ago. There are people who are claiming this method belongs to me. I am the person who created this method. No, in these precepts. So therefore, you are here even without the advice of your doctor, you're going to apply intermediate fasting here. After lunch until following day morning, you are willing to stay without eating. For what? This is very important to develop our health, particularly about our physical health. The Buddha knew that. So Buddha's audience, his students should be mentally and physically healthy people to realize the truth. It is not an easy thing. That's why Buddha introduced these precepts into the order. So now you are observing that precepts to develop your physical health as well as mental health. And abstaining from dancing, singing, music, shows, wearing garlands, using perfumes, and beautifying with cosmetics. You know, if you engage in with these things, you spend your time without knowing. You don't know how many minutes you would be spending for that. Now you are cutting off all these unnecessary activities to be a simple, humble person. According to the Karaniya Metta Sutta, now you are cutting off some unnecessary duties from your day-to-day life to be a simple one, to be a skillful one, to develop your strength regarding your practice, be an energetic person. Now you have few duties and responsibilities to just to take care of your body. So all these are very supportive for your practice. That's why you're observing that precepts too. And you're abstaining from use of high and large seats and beds. You don't want to worry about in your kutis or any dormitories doesn't have any of those things. Be happy, things that you have there. Okay, all these things are very supportive for us to develop our mental health as well as our physical health. Health is very important. Arogya Paramalabha. The greatest gain is your health, not just physical health, mental health and physical health both. Particularly, Buddhist practitioners, they should have mental health. They should live without fear and doubt to develop their mindfulness. In modern world, they have different explanations about mindfulness. They have mindful eating, mindful walking, so many activities just connected with mind. But this mindfulness and Buddhist mindfulness is two different. Buddhist mindfulness, directly there are two Pali words that you have to keep in your mind. Yoniso Manasikara and Sati Sampajanya. The person who is mindful, that person can see the roots of the thoughts, what kind of thoughts are rising there in your mind. He can see the roots. There are 6 roots, 3 wholesome and 3 unwholesome. So that person who is mindful, that person can see, okay, these are regarding these thoughts. That person can connect in with the roots as well as because of his mindfulness, he is ready to control his unwholesome thoughts. This is the meaning of Buddhist mindfulness. But sometimes, perhaps when you are in the train station, you might heard some announcement. They say, be mindful to take with you the belongs to you. Be mindful. Even in the planes, they are making announcements. Take your belongs. Be mindful. But that mindfulness and the mindfulness that we are talking is two different. So we observe precepts to gain that mindfulness, to see our mind, to see the roots of our thoughts. So pay full attention regarding wholesomeness and to maintain our wholesome word and actions. So this is the way how you can develop our mindfulness and how we can use our mindfulness. So then the person who is mindful, that person can develop his concentration. Person who is concentration always growing up along with wisdom. Natti janang apanyasya panya natti ajayatu yammi janang cha panya cha sare nibbana samtike. There is no concentration without wisdom, no wisdom without concentration. One who has both wisdom and concentration is close to peace and emancipation. So we are observing these precepts to develop mindfulness, to gain mindfulness. Why we want to gain mindfulness? To gain concentration. Why we want to gain concentration? To gain wisdom. Person who able to achieve that goal, he is the person who can see things as they are. When he able to see things as they are, that person can see impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, anatta, selflessness. These three characteristics. Then he ready to develop disenchantment, viraga, and then that person can see the truth, the dukkha, cause of dukkha, suffering, or unsatisfactoriness, and cause of suffering. And that person have idea, okay, I want to end suffering. So then that person ready to apply the method, Magga, Noble Eightfold Path. So to finish sansaric suffering, to end this suffering, you have to gain wisdom. Wisdom is the one and only solution. So you are here to practice Dhamma, to learn Dhamma. So now you know the benefits of these observances and benefits of meditation, benefits of practicing generosity, all these things that we can, Bhante will discuss in his Dhamma talks, and particularly benefits of meditation. Today we starting this living and dying awareness. Why we want to be aware about these two things, which is what is the importance of these two things, awareness. So Bhante will explain about these things. These are the basic things regarding the observances of precepts. These are the rules, regulations that we're going to apply to our daily practice in here in the Bhavana society. So this retreat is a silent retreat. Please observe our silence here in the meditation hall, dining hall, even in your dorm, as well as in your kuti. Noble silence is important to develop your thinking ability. To develop your thinking ability. When you are in calm and quiet situation, that would be the best time that you are able to see your mind. Dear friends, normally we are not connected with our mind in our day-to-day life, in mundane life. So we have to pay attention. We have to connect with our mind. Why we want to connect with our mind? We can recognize weaknesses of our mind and the strongness of our mind. This is very important. So therefore, please observe silence. Don't disturb anyone. You're not supposed to use cell phone here in the meditation hall, even in the dining hall. If there is, if there is very important things with your cell phone, then you can use it, but in other times don't make calls. Or I hope you are not taking your cell phone in here, because time to time there might be different noises, so which is making some troubles to meditations, the meditator. So therefore, don't bring your cell phones here into the meditation hall, even in the dining hall. These are kind of requirements as a meditator. Therefore, all the time try to observe silence. be silent, look at your mind, analyze your thoughts, and try to connect with the roots of that thoughts and develop your energy and effort to be mindful and to practice Dhamma. So these are the basic things about the rules and regulations. And there are three boxes in the Sangha hall. Big one for the Dhamma questions, because every day evening there would be a opportunity for you to ask questions from Bhante Rahula. So you can write down your questions and put into the boxer. He will take that question and he will answer during the Q&A session. And there would be two other boxes. One is for the maintenance, and if there is anything that you want to contact coordinator, the office manager Jeff is the coordinator. If there is any message that you want to share with him, you can put there. Papers and pens will be there. You can use all these things. And if there is any maintenance, there's a particular separate one, you can put there as a notes. So then he will check it every time. So then you can get the solutions for your matters in this manner. So these are the basic things. And if there is anything that you need to talk to, if Jeff is not available, you can reach to any residents here. You already recognize, or perhaps you recognize all the residents in here. We have Dushanti and Dev, both of them are here, and also here you can meet, you will meet, and Samanagi Satima and Bhante Rahula Jr., Bhante Dhamma, all these residents, monks, and lay people are here. If there is anything, you can reach them to get some support or any things that you need to have comfortable situation in here. Okay, so these are the basic things that I want to share with you. Thank you very much being here, coming to Bhavana Society and participate in this retreat. I would like to wish you all have a wonderful retreat. Develop your energy and effort to practice Dhamma. May you all be able to attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Having that aspiration, say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yeah.
And before we get started, I want you all to stand up and to give your feet and legs a little stretch after sitting for so long. Because if you're disturbed by discomfort and pain, the mind won't be able to properly listen and understand what is being said. We'll try to just stand straight. Take your feet a few inches apart. Relax your shoulders and arms at the side. There's some deep, slow breathing that help center our attention in the body. We can develop an initial mindfulness. You can gently close your eyes. First of all, just feel your feet pressing the floor. Try to feel the weight of the body pressing your feet on the ground. Feel that solid contact with the floor under the feet. And just mentally remind yourself of the standing present moment with this body. keep repeating that word to yourself, standing, standing. Then move your attention up to feel your hands and fingers hanging at your side. If you can feel any subtle pulsations or tingling sensations in your hands or fingers. And remember standing, just letting go of your thoughts. Let your thoughts come and go on the back of the mind. Keep the attention on the body. Now let your awareness kind of move further up the body. Feel your head balanced on top of your neck. So you keep your chin level or parallel to the floor. And feel your eyes resting in the eye socket. Then point down the eyes, see if you can feel the big outline of the standing body in the mind's eye. Remember standing. You where the clothing touches the outer skin. Feel any other sensations on or under the skin. And now begin some deep, slow breathing. Try to take 2 or 3 seconds to expand your abdomen, rib cage, and upper chest. Drawing air into the upper chest. Hold the air in for 2 seconds. And slowly breathe out. Try to feel the last bit of air go out with the lung. And then breathe in again. Hold the air a couple of seconds. Give time for the air to get into the bloodstream, the oxygen. Out breath. And continue several more deep, slow breaths like that, developing this basic mindfulness. And breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, standing here and now. Breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, standing here and now. Breathing in, feeling the whole body. Breathing out, feeling the whole body. Continue that on your own for a couple more breaths. And with the simple exercise, combining it with this deep, slow breathing, with the energy moving in the body a little bit. You can open your eyes and observe me as I lead you through it. It's very simple, coordinating with the breathing, So on the next in breath, raise your arms over the head, interlock your fingers, turn the palms up, straighten your arms, and look up at the back of your hand, stretch up. And release your fingers, and on the out breath, arms back to the side. Feel the sensation in the hand and arm. And again, second time in breath. Stretch up, then back with you. Feel the sensation. Out breath. Once more in. Out. Close your eyes, relax. Start to feel the increased body sensation generated by stretching the fingers. Start to feel the increased pulsation, tingling sensation. The hands of fingers. Your clothing touches the skin, shoulders, chest, and arms. Just remember standing and letting go of your thought. Here's one more simple exercise. Head turning from right to left. If you have a stiff neck, just be careful. But on the in breath, turn your head to the right as far as you comfortably can. Look over your right shoulder. And on the out breath, turn the head all the way back to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Again to the right, in breath, back to the right. Concentrate on your neck vertebrae. Feel or imagine them loosening up. Out breath back to the left. Once more to each side. In breath. Out. On the next in breath, let the head stop in the center, close the eyes, feeling the body, and feel the outline, the body in the mind's eye, feel clothing touching the outer skin, the subtler life force vibrations under the skin. Both standing, present moment of the body. Present moment, body centered awareness. First stage of any deeper meditation. Okay, so now we're mindfully sit back down. Okay, friends. So doing those, a little bit of standing and breathing and a couple of stretches that help you kind of wake up a bit or have a more comfort in the body. Okay, so title of this retreat, even though you might have read or heard that it was awareness of living and death, actually, and the preferred title is awareness of living and dying, or living and dying with awareness. And that covers the whole gamut of the, Dhamma teachings. But because the idea of living and dying with awareness is that you cannot die with awareness if you don't know what life is, if you don't know what living is. And if you don't live with awareness, you won't be able to die with awareness. So that's a kind of, an overall outline of kind of the meaning of that. And what is living? We're going to be talking about these more later, but living is what actually lives. This body lives, right? This body is what it lives. And it lives through breathing, it lives through the heart beating to pump the oxygenated blood out to the cells of the body to keep this body alive. And this body is essentially the house or home for this mind, consciousness. So, as many of you probably have already, you've seen the schedule and so on, that one of the unique sort of features of the retreats that I conduct is that I integrate some practices of deep breathing and stretching as a foundation for being able to develop mindfulness or to get grounded and centered in the body, in the present moment. To actually feel the living process that's going on in your body, really getting in touch and in contact with, the subtle cellular vibrations, which is actually the living process. And it is also awareness. We're talking more about that, probably later. But so the first stage of the meditation and what we're going to be trying to develop in this short retreat is, first of all, learning how to get grounded and centered in the body in the present moment, because that's the way that we can observe our mind. Even though the main focus of the Buddhist teachings is about purifying the mind and controlling the thoughts, if you're not grounded really in the body and haven't developed that connection to cellular vibrations, it's going to be very difficult to, see your thoughts clearly and to avoid, getting carried away in them. So I was going to go over the schedule. I know you went over it a little bit earlier, but I may, say some other things about it. So I think it said on the schedule that at 5 o'clock, usually I'll be coming into the dining hall about 5 o'clock and doing some yoga stretches. Now it says optional on that, but for those who want to come in and do some stretches, and then you can come in. Otherwise, you can wait until later, until about 5:45. I'm going to be doing that. Roughly, the yoga will be from about 10 past 5, actually, until about 5:45. And then we'll be coming in here for the meditation, and then having breakfast, and then the rest of the schedule. Then at 9 o'clock, then I'll be giving some further instructions on the meditation, and then doing alternating sessions of standing, walking, or sitting, standing, and walking. Now, a lot of talk is, usually in meditations and centers, do just sitting, like in Goenka courses, or in other courses they do sitting and walking. But I introduce standing meditation, because standing meditation, standing awareness is, we stand around a lot during the day. Usually we waste our time by looking around because we haven't learned how to actually, keep our attention focused while standing. And it's a very powerful form of developing concentrated awareness and staying in touch with subtle body sensations. So in that way, so we'll be practicing sitting and standing, walking probably around in this room, and sitting again until the lunchtime. And then there'll be the afternoon session at 2 o'clock. I'll be giving a longer Dhamma talk. And as I mentioned, if you have any questions that come up at any time, then you can write those, questions down in your little spare time after lunch and so on. And in the evening, we have a Q&A session. So then after the Dhamma talk, again, we do standing, because you've had been sitting for almost an hour, and so rather than just going right into meditation when people's bodies are already starting to get discomfort, we'll start with standing and some walking, and then sitting down again. And there'll be a yoga session at 5. And as you might have known, I might be doing some of that tomorrow. And then Anne, some of you know that she will be conducting that afternoon yoga session on the last 2 days or so. And then in the evening, there'll be a tea time. And then followed by at 7 o'clock, the Q&A, and then you, including myself, have traveled some, I had to drive and travel some long distances to get here, and you may be a little bit tired, so I'm not going to keep you up so late this first night. But we do want to have one meditation session. But I just wanted to mention that the posture is very important in meditation. And actually, the meditation happens between your brain and your spinal cord, because the whole world comes through our senses, our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, the body, and then it's the mind that cognizes those phenomena and then gets triggered off in thinking and the various mental states. So the posture is important to keep the nervous system in an optimal state of, being, straight, and so the spine is not, compressed. And so and to keep the chin level with the floor, because gravity is always trying to pull you down. We have this big head, right, that weighs maybe 10 pounds, depending on how many gold crowns or braces you have for hair on the head. But anyway, and gravity is always trying to pull us down. And the first thing that happens when you start sitting is gravity grabs the chin and starts pulling it down because there's nothing underneath to support it. And if you don't have mindfulness of the posture, if the posture isn't one of your objects of the meditation, then you won't even, most people are not even aware that their chin has gone down. They might be sitting like this for, many minutes or longer until they get a pain in their neck. Or that extra weight, that downward drag, causes your shoulders to kind of cave in and the body to kind of, move forward, and gravity keeps on pulling you down until you start getting pain and discomfort in your hips because all that extra weight and stress, the gravity pulling the bones down onto our joints. And that's what causes so much pain. So that's why I give a big emphasis on the posture, because it's not always emphasized in the meditations, so much emphasis on just watch the breath, watch the breath, watch the breath. But the breath is going through the body. So by watching the body, you're going to automatically feel the breathing anyway. And anyway, I'll be talking more about that. So and that's why we do the yoga exercises, is to help to the three main obstacles or problems, difficulties people have to meditate are sleepiness, physical pains, and too many thoughts. Even though some of you have heard about the other 5 hindrances or different things, but those 3 are the ones that really affect people the most. And most of them have to do with bad posture and the life force not flowing freely through the body. And therefore the pains and discomforts come, as well as the sluggishness, especially if you haven't been doing a deep breathing and so on. And when you're doing that, when you become grounded in the body, it's much easier to see your thoughts more clearly before you've gotten carried away or lost. So that's one of the kind of the focuses, especially in the first day or 2 of the meditation, is learning how to develop that ability to use the breathing, what I call the breathing body. And some people talk about, I just watch the breathing, I'm just doing it. And other people might say, I just practice mindfulness of the body. But I say, I don't call it mind or body, it's breathing body. Or the breath or the body, it's breathing body. Because, the breath goes all the way through this body. And that's really the life, the breath going through this body, the heart that's pumping that oxygenated blood through the body. That's what life is. That's what real living is. We think we live in a house on a street somewhere in a city or in the countryside. But that's just where you cook your meals, entertain your friends, and things like that. But it's not really where you live. You're living in this, breathing body and in its nervous system. So learning how to get centered and grounded in that, it really grounds you into the present moment. Again, I'll talk more about that later. So, as I mentioned, I didn't want to keep you up too late tonight because you're gonna get up early in the morning. So I'm going to be, we're going to do a meditation now. In fact, I'm going to ask you, so how many like that sort of the standing that we did, those few stretches and breathing? Anybody like to do a little more before we sit again? Okay, so stand up again. Again, just lift your arms, relax your arms at the side. It's best not to stand on those cushions. Get socks on another floor like the pool, but get a bit wobbly. Again, just gently close your eyes. Feel the body, feel the feet pressing the floor. Feel your arms and hands leaning at the side. Feel your clothing touching the skin of your shoulders, arms, stomach, chest. Just mentally remind yourself of standing. Feel your head balanced on top of the neck. Keep the chin lifted up level with the floor. And feel your lips touching together. You can feel your eyes resting in the eye socket. Feel the subtle eye movement. And begin that deep, slow breathing. Take 2 or 3 seconds. Expand the abdomen, rib cage, and upper chest. You feel that expansion in your upper chest. Hold the area a couple of seconds. And slowly breathe out. And feel the last bit of air go out of the lungs. Again, in breath. Hold the breath. Out breath. Combine this breathing, these movements. You do the movement while breathing in, holding your position for 2 seconds, and returning to the starting point on the out breath. Pausing a moment, repeating it 2 more times. The whole time, the idea is to feel the sensations being generated by the breathing, the body movements, the stretching. So we repeat the other one again. On the next in breath, again, raise the arms over the head, interlock the fingers, and the palms up. Straighten the arms, stretch your head back. Stretch up. Release the fingers out. Again, bend back a little bit to the arch in the lower spine. Release the fingers out. Once more in. Move the eyes, relax. Keep the attention centered in the body. Feel the increased sensation. Clearly touching the outer skin. Subtle life force sensations under the skin. Remember standing. With the head balanced on top, arms and hands at the side, feet pressing the floor. Yeah, on the next in breath, want to lift up on the balls of the feet while raising the arms up like this, facing the hands toward each other a few inches apart, and stretch up. Out breath, come back down. Use the in breath to help lift up the body, blowing up the helium balloon. Body rises up straight. Out. In. Once more. In. Out. Close the eyes. Feeling the body. Touching the hands and fingers. Some life force vibration. If you can, feel that outline, the body and the mind line. Head on top, arms at the side. Feet pressing the floor. And thoughts can go in the back of the mind. Outline the body in front of the awareness, looking in a mirror, watching the body standing, breathing. Subtle life force vibration. Next we'll do side bending. The next in breath, raise both arms up. Try to keep your fingers and arms straight, close to your head. On the out breath, bend over your right side as far as you comfortably can. Try to keep your arms parallel to each other. In breath, lift up. Hold the moment. And the out breath, the other side, out. Little stretch inside. In breath. Keep repeating that out, breath to the right. In. Out. In. Once more to each side. The out breath, lower the arms. Lower the eyes. Lower the outline of the body. Head on top. Arms at the sides. Pulsations of your fingers. Slowly touching the skin. Pressing the floor. One last exercise, another neck exercise. On an in breath, just lift the chin up, or kind of looking toward the ceiling, and on the out breath, stretch the head further back and look up at the ceiling over your head. And lift the head up on the in breath. You're going to jump the chin out a little bit and press the chin to the little notch at the top of the chest, stretch the neck vertically. And the in breath, the chin up. Out breath, stretch the head further back. In breath, lift the head, get the chin out, push the chest. Once more. In breath, lift the chin up level. Out breath, relax. Feel the outline of the whole body. Don't give the mind time to wander away in thought. Body's always right here, right now. And feel some life force vibration. And then look standing. Standing. Sit down again. Sitting awareness. Long. After doing those breathing and stretches, again, how many could feel more kind of increased aliveness in the body? So again, we want to try to keep that awareness. Really just try to sit as straight as you can. Try to align your spine and the back of your head in a straight line. And kind of imagine you're balancing the head on top of the spinal column, like balancing a soccer ball on top of a broomstick. Keep the chin level with the floor. Actually, can somebody back there turn these bright lights out? Switch them somewhere behind. And get the other one too. Yeah, that's good. Not all the way off. Keep it up a little bit. Your dimmer switch?
Yeah, I think it might be just under.
Okay, never mind. That's okay. Again, just gently close your eyes and try to feel the head balanced on top of the spinal column. Just feel your eyes in the socket. Try to mentally feel that outline of the sitting body in the mind's eye, the head on top, hands touching together, feet tucked underneath. Clothing touching the skin. Just any or all of those sensations, just try to feel them. And then again, begin some of the deep, slow breathing we did during the yoga. Or take 2 or 3 seconds to expand your abdomen, rib cage, and chest, not straining at it, just a gentle expansion. Hold the air in the lungs 1 or 2 seconds. And slowly breathe out. And feel the last bit of air go out. Just take a few more breaths like that, developing this mindfulness. Breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, sitting here and now. Breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, sitting here and now. Breathing in, feeling the whole body. Breathing out, feeling the whole body. And we're going to count our breaths from 1 to 10. Try to develop a more continuous concentration on the breathing. I'll do the counting for you. Just try to follow that with your breathing concentration. With the next expanding in breath, mentally count to 1. Hold the breath a second. With the contracting out breath, also count to 1. Feel the last bit of air go out. And next in breath 2. Out breath 2. In 3. Out 3. In 4. Out 4. In 5. Out 5. In 6. Out 6. In 7. Out 7. In 8. Out 8. In 9. Out 9. In 10. Out 10. Now just continue the counting. Let your breathing return to its uncontrolled, shorter, irregular rhythm. Continue to feel it. Get the attention focused in the middle of the body. Either feel the breathing moving through the nostrils, continue feeling the expanding, contracting movements of the abdomen, stomach, rib cage, chest. Try to be like a scientist looking down through a microscope, observing an experiment. Just look down the microscope, concentrated awareness. Feel those subtle expanding and contracting sensation. Try to feel where the clothing rubs against the skin of the stomach, rib cage, or chest. It expands and contracts. Just knowing when the breath is coming in and knowing when the breath is going out. You know it by feeling. Also try to feel the brief pauses between the breath. After the in-breath, there's a brief pause, fraction of a second. After the out-breath, a brief pause before the next in-breath. During those brief pauses, feel the outline of the sitting body, keeping the chin lifted up level with the floor. Just try to develop this continuous mindfulness in sitting, out, sitting, over and over and over again. In sitting, out, sitting, breath by breath, moment by moment. Letting your thoughts come and go in the back of the mind. Just keep the sensations of the breathing body in front of the awareness. Just looking into a mirror, watching the body sitting and breathing. Brief pauses between the breaths. Check the posture. Keep the chin lifted up. In sitting. Out, sitting. It's the ongoing, continuous connection to the present moment. This breathing body. Breathing body is the natural connection to the present moment. We lose that connection to the body. Mind gets easily distracted, or goes to sleep, or gets lost in thought. And feel the subtle life force sensation. You have too many thoughts and the mind is feeling sleepy. Come back and take a few deeper, slower breaths. Re-energize the bloodstream with oxygen. Help stay more centered and grounded, awake in the body.
continue the sitting longer if you like. Otherwise, when you're ready, you mindfully stand up and take your rest. Don't wait for me to get up.